What's up? Hello. How are you doing? It's me, Liam Blutman, out here with Andrew Wilson, who's down there in Mobile at the Senior Bowl once again. Of course, he's there all week. He's having a good time. Man, how's it going, Andrew? I know it was rainy
cold
today, and that had to be, you're cold, of course. Yeah.
Exhausted, tired, every adjective in the book. In fact, I'll show you how rainy it was.
Yeah.
You may not have seen it on TV, but I took my notebook to take some notes. By the way, it was under a rain jacket, like a heavy rain jacket.
It's cooked. It's cooked.
It still happens.
Yeah, that's brutal. Feel bad for you. A lot of hard work in that book.
Yeah, that's tough. Who cares?
Well,
let's move on.
I mean, you do have eyes. You have a very smart brain. You're able to remember what happened. Was there one thing today that stood out to you the most?
It didn't really look like quarterbacks were affected by the rain too much, which was quite surprising after seeing yesterday. We had a few inconsistencies, whether it was with Desmond Ridder, who looked better today, or, there were a few better throws from Zappy, a lot better throws from Malik Willis. He probably had the best quarterback day. But
one can say that.
You definitely can. I don't think the rain affected as much. I mean, I saw Cameron Dicker kicking like 57s in the rain. So I think it was completely fine the way it was, except for the people that were standing out there watching.
But was Gus Johnson there to give us a great Dicker the kicker call? Because that would have been great.
Joey Molinaro didn't do his Gus Johnson at the Senior Bowl Summit. So
what was the point? What was the point of sending Joey there if he's not going to give us that? Come on. What about before we kind of dive into all the other stuff? Because there was a lot of stuff that happened today with numerous players and teams and all that fun stuff. Well, take us through your day. What did you do at the beginning of the day, and then how to go from there with practices and everything?
Well, essentially, I go into the stadium at 11, which is weird because they let me in at 10 yesterday, but I had to wait till 11 today. Go to the area that I want to be, and it just starts pouring. It's a monsoon. It's whatever term you want to call it. It's raining. It's raining hard. It rained for a good 6 hours straight. Super fun. Then practice starts. I was mainly watching offensive line at the beginning with a few of the quarterback stuff. Practices were about the same. The only thing different was the environment, and it honestly didn't seem like it affected the play on the field, so that's good. But yeah, outside of that, it was pretty close to the same, except for everybody having umbrellas and preparing for this, and I didn't think this would happen at all. I'm in the South for the first time. Apparently it's supposed to be sunny, and I'm out there and I see it's raining, and I'm like, the heck is this? I didn't bring an umbrella, so that's awesome. I guess bad on my part, but not really. But yeah, practice was pretty much the same. They did all the same things, same drills. You saw a few more one-on-ones between linemen, which was good. But you also saw a few more agility drills, but that's to be expected. So nothing different about what practice was. What happened during the practice was a little different.
So as someone who had to watch the broadcast of this, I could tell you right now, Greg McElroy and the other analysts out there on ESPN today were kind of defending the QBs kind of prior to the rain. I believe it happened after a Kenny Pickett overthrow into the end zone. They all kind of agreed that we're not putting any stock into the quarterbacks today. If they ball out, good for them. But Greg and the other guys are saying we're not going to put any stock into how quarterbacks perform today because of the rain. Second day out here, still learning and getting acclimated with their new playbooks and receivers. So that was their thought. those thoughts changed when they see Malik Willis throw the football, because he had the best day of any player there, I would say, and really made an impression in a statement. He made a statement to all these people that have him at the end of the first round, think they could get him in the early second. Okay, I'm seeing your face. Maybe he didn't have the best day there, but from what I saw on TV and just being thrilled for him.
Yeah, I would personally give best day all around to Jermaine Johnson. He's been outstanding. He's been outstanding. Every snap you see that explosive athleticism. He's getting straight to the quarterback. He does one quick move on an offensive lineman, and he's already in the backfield. I would say he's probably been the best player so far. Is Malik Willis probably the best quarterback so far? Yeah. I think Carson had a great day yesterday. Okay today. He did have a few overthrows. Pickett was pretty close to the same. He was okay. Ritter was much better today, but still yesterday, you can't forget. Sam Howell looked pretty good today. And then Zappi was pretty decent today. But Malik Willis, man, what else can you say besides dynamic?
Besides what?
Dynamic.
Oh, dynamic. Yeah. And we saw some of that dynamic play here. Just like he has had to show off the legs today.
Yeah, he showed off his legs a lot more than he did yesterday, but it was so fun to watch. He was running around the pocket more. That's what he did in college. He was running around the pocket, running outside, making time.
He was playing his game.
Yeah, he was playing his game, whereas yesterday he was playing as a pocket passer. For sure, prime time. Senior Bowl hype. We're very hyped for this. But yeah, speaking to Malik Willis, this is why. How many years have I said this for? Probably since we've known each other. How many? I make this so adamant, right? That when you're drafting a quarterback, he shouldn't be getting used to this new style of play or this new scheme, right? You should be dedicating your playbook, your scheme, everything to the strength of your quarterback, like Baltimore did with Lamar Jackson. You need to dedicate your offense to the strengths of your quarterback. Why on earth would you throw Malik Willis into a team and not want him to use the best assets of his play every week? It doesn't make sense to me. So when you have Malik Willis going, I get, though, that he needs to show off that he could be a consistent pocket passer. I get that. But if you're drafting him and you're not dedicating your offense strictly to everything that makes him elite, then you're tripping. And the project's probably not going to work out. That's just how it works. Yeah, think of quarterbacks that have been drafted in years past that didn't hit. We won't look at 2021 because we still have a few years to go on that. We can go 2019. Dwayne Haskins, he didn't hit. Daniel Jones hasn't hit yet. I don't think he will. Then you go back to 2018. We don't have to speak on Josh Rosen. He wasn't even given a chance in Arizona. That put him off on a bad start. Not that he was great in Arizona for the 1 year he was there. And then you have Sam Darnold, who really hasn't hit in New York. He didn't hit in Carolina. But then you see Baker, who was okay for Cleveland. You see Josh Allen, who you can also make the same argument. Buffalo built the offense around him. And then Lamar, obviously, won an MVP. So if you can build your offense around your quarterback while also making sure that they're not just running around willy-nilly, at some points Malik did at Liberty, but at the same time, that offensive line kind of forced him into it.
Yeah, the offensive line was terrible. But even going back to some of the quarterbacks you listed there, Haskins was put into a dumpster fire of the situation that almost nobody will succeed. And Daniel Jones, the Giants have already stated they regret not making everything around him better to set him up for success. The Jets said the same thing about Darnold. They wish that they were able to get him just more talent around him, right? So it's not always on the quarterback that's reason being for his failure. It's so much about quarterback is about where they land and the fit and just the relationships they have, how the head coach ends up thinking about them after, say, a month. If the head coach isn't with that quarterback, then the kid is already cooked. If he doesn't have his head coach's backing and his head coach isn't going to give him an opportunity to shine or impress them, like, they're set up for failure. So that's kind of what you see a lot of times with quarterback busts. So yeah, little rant there.
I'm not going to say Trevor Lawrence is a bust, because he's not. But look at what Jacksonville's done. They haven't given him a true number one wide receiver. They haven't bolstered the offensive line. They franchise tagged Cam Robinson and thought that was, that's a good enough left tackle for Trevor Lawrence, who a lot of people viewed as a generational talent coming out of Clemson, best quarterback since Luck. They did nothing for him. His best receivers were DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault. Not saying they're bad, but they're not ones. Trevor Lawrence needs that type of talent that he had at Clemson. Justin Ross, when he was amazing before the injury. Travis Etienne was one of the most electric players to watch. He had that defense. We don't even need to talk about Jacksonville's defense. But, yeah, it's going to be tough, because people are going to say, this quarterback was so good in college and he was having a great draft process, and then he goes to this team and he doesn't succeed. Well, that's because that's the team's fault, not the player's fault. It's not always the player's fault. Is it sometimes their fault? Yes. But a lot of the time it's the team's fault.
Completely different game. The game speed, the difference is so different. And just speaking of Trevor there, he's in the middle of this Urban Meyer situation. Poor guy. He was throwing to Tavon Austin at the tail end of his career. And Laquan Treadwell out of nowhere resurrected his career in a way with how he played at the end of the season. Like, Trevor was not set up for success, and to be completely out on him after his rookie season is wild to me. At least give him the second year. At least let him show more flashes. Yeah, he made some bad throws. Everybody does. Like, just be more patient. And I don't think we have enough patience in this social media era where you could go on Twitter and see critiques or praise of everybody from every little rep that they had. So, what can you do? Speaking of reps, Trey McBride had a really good rep, didn't
he? He did have a very good rep in the scrimmage. Made a nice contested catch, wouldn't go down after the catch. I'm struggling to remember who made that throw. I think it was that Strong or was that Ritter?
I'm gonna put the throw on the stream right now. I can't even tell.
Yeah, just because I forgot who it was, but it was a very nice rep for McBride, who should be a first-round pick. I will not stop saying that. I was Pickett, so I was wrong on both accounts.
Okay, I thought it was Pickett. I just can't tell because it's blurry on my end, not on the stream though. All right, yeah. I mean, McBride was not going down here. And like that's Trey's game.
It is.
That's what Trey McBride does.
You told me that someone on ESPN
catch aspect, but
he can definitely
someone on. Yeah, he definitely can. It's just not something that you really showcase, especially when you get into the red zone. Because he had like one touchdown catch this year. Poor guy.
Which is weird because of how many targets he gets, because he is Colorado's.
I know, it's wild. It's wild. But like him showing us the contested catch there, the perfect high point, the ability to kind of turn around there and make that grab acrobatically, it's perfect. And then you see what he's so good at. Right there, he starts the route, kind of making it look like he might block, and then he goes on this low drag, and then he goes up vertically. And you see him after he makes this tremendous catch. What does he do right away? He's looking to hit somebody. He's looking to throw somebody on the ground and get to the end zone. Like, he's so tenacious and physical and violent.
What was the thing that you told me someone said on the broadcast about Trey McBride? Like they didn't know he was a good blocker or something?
Didn't know. I think they said knew he was like a decent blocker. Didn't know he was so good of a blocker inline. Didn't know he was an inline blocker. Like, just tell it on yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of sad at that point. I mean, we've had an entire college football season plus the month and a half after, and you're not watching one of the, if not, I mean, he is the best tight end. He's one of the best pass catchers.
Yeah, and again, people are kind of tripping. They checked in at 6'3", and looking back at revisionist history, I guess you could say, looking back at tight ends who aren't 6'4", who are under 6'4", and maybe they're not having great careers. I understand that, but also, like, Trey McBride's just different. He is the all-around package, and we've talked about him so much on the transfer portal. I really didn't think. Well, I did think he would get to the tight end one conversation. I said that, I think, when we had, maybe it was Tampa Bay Trevor Sikkema. So I think when we had him on,
I do remember talking about Trey.
Yeah.
Because then,
yeah. So
yeah.
I spoke about how there's a clear path for McBride to get to TE1 by draft night. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. I didn't think people would gush over him like we did so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed at that point everybody was talking about Weidermeyer, and now you can make the argument that Weidermeyer is probably tight end 3 right now. Because I feel like you have to put Likely above him.
Which I did tell you that Todd McShay during the end of the broadcast that I said, you know what, graphics team? Right now, just put Isaiah Likely. Whenever I talk about him, he's TE2 now. Just, that's who he is. From now on, refer to him as TE2.
My question is, who does he have TE1? Would that be Weidermeyer or McBride? Because there's no way you can have McBride.
He has McBride.
Okay.
He has McBride. But Isaiah is phenomenal. Yeah, he's a freak.
Isaiah had a play today. He's running some sort of an in route, shallow in, and falls slightly behind him, but he gets a hand on it. It goes up in the air, and he actually catches it. Like, it's a self-tip drill, and then he keeps running. It was both very good, but still, like, kind of hilarious. Because usually after that, you're not thinking catch it. You're thinking make sure it doesn't get picked. Or if it does get picked, make a tackle. He's still going for the catch, which was great play by Likely, even though he didn't make the initial catch.
I wish that we could have seen Likely on the broadcast, because I'll tell you what, I think we saw him once or twice all day, and it had to do with a blocking kind of drill with other tight ends early in the day, and then the clip of McShay saying he's TE2, and then them showing Likely. Other than that, they didn't show Likely at all, so I'm very mad about that. But I'm glad that we got boots on the ground out there in Mobile that saw Isaiah Likely tear it up once again like he did during his time at Coastal. And as we speak about with Trey McBride as a blocker, Isaiah as a blocker is nuts too. Holy.
A lot of the tight ends in this class are great blockers. It's
really just Dolchich that isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you even look at some of the other tight ends, like Turner can block, Kohler can block, Rucker can block.
Yeah.
Like, Rucker's also been playing pretty well. Jeremy Rucker from Ohio State. He and Cole Turner had a great day today, in my opinion. So, tight ends.
We didn't get see much of Cole.
What were they showing during the National? Were they just showing the quarterbacks mainly?
A lot of quarterback stuff.
They didn't show the offensive line. They didn't show Trevor Penning.
No, they did, but it was a lot of quarterback. It was dominated by quarterback and quarterback talk again. About 20, 30 minutes talking about hand size.
I understand it's the most important position in all of sports, but there's more than just those 6 players at the Senior Bowl. You gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite drill is lineman one-on-ones. It's amazing because you get those amazing reps where you see a Jermaine Johnson or a Kingsley Nigbare just going straight past the offensive lineman. Or then you get an offensive tackle just absolutely stonewalling somebody and gets the entire offensive line group hyped up.
So whereas
you guys probably had to watch quarterbacks like just practice throwing. They probably weren't even throwing to people. If not, they were just wide open practicing accuracy.
Yeah, so the thing that was shown second most were those DL versus OL drills where we saw Travis Jones from UConn, a monster once again. Logan Hall, as you put in your flooded notes, he follows up a bad rep and with a great rep. You had noted, I wrote it down for you. that he had quit on a rep, right? And coaches were ripping him for it.
There
and
was
he bounced
a rep.
back real well.
It wasn't a one-on-one. I honestly don't know the term. 2 hula hoops and 4 towels. It's essentially showing bend and agility and footwork.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going around the hoops in a circular motion. And after he failed to pick up one of the towels, or not fully, but he failed to like drop it where it needed to be, he essentially quit. Coaches were getting on him for it. And then he retried and it was good. But yeah, after that rep he was good for the day.
So they showed a good bit of Travis Jones and Logan Hall. Lucetta looked pretty good when they showed him, and they didn't show much Muma, which I wish they showed more. But Myjai Sanders, again, even though he's 24 and he is older, he just keeps impressing all these scouts and stuff with his innate just quickness off the snap. It really is remarkable watching him do that.
Yeah, there were some reps where it didn't even seem like there was a blocker. He just came free, and that was really interesting to watch because one of the main talking points about him is going to be his age. Last year we had Dwayne Eskridge drafted as 23, 24-year-old. This year we're going to have Myjai Sanders drafted probably in that same range, rounds 2, 3, 4, if I had to guess. Probably closer to 3 because of the depth we have at the edge position this year. But another guy, I don't know if you saw much of him, Liam, but Devontae Wyatt, the defensive tackle out of Georgia, he had a phenomenal day in my opinion. He won a lot. He won a lot of his reps, not even just the one-on-ones, but when you're doing D-line versus D-line, and it's not even going full, but just practicing like hand placement, he was amazing.
I would say we didn't see enough of him. That defensive line group on the American team is stacked. On the broadcast for the American practice, I felt like it was a lot more. The practice compared to the Jets was a lot more Dan Campbell-y, if that makes sense. It just felt more physical, and I wish that we got to see that more. I felt like we saw a lot from the receiver group. I think the broadcast was just scuffed, truthfully, at times. We are watching Deuce Staley talk to a water girl for literally 3 minutes. While other stuff is going on, we're watching Deuce talk to the water girl, and they're talking about how many water people are out here. Oh, there's 3 of you? No, there's 5 of us. Like, that was shown for literally 3 minutes while there's other stuff going on. It's mind-boggling. We saw Antoine Randall working with their... Oh, go ahead.
I will say there were a lot of dead periods. Like, there were a lot of periods where, they were doing water breaks. They were, setting up drills.
But it wasn't even a water break. Like, it's wild to me.
But yeah, I know what you mean. TV dead time versus field dead time is insane.
Yeah. I'd rather have just them taken a commercial and then we could have got back and actually watched stuff maybe. And
they would have made money off it.
Yeah, but there was a lot of receiver stuff shown during the Lions practice with Antoine Rand. It was very fun to watch. He was funny, he was passionate, he was super energetic and very helpful with these receivers. He was gushing over Jalen Tolbert. He could be Jalen Tolbert's biggest fan for all I know. He was a huge fan of his. He was coaching him up real well, and that was pretty cool to see on the broadcast, which seeing Jalen Tolbert go up against Tariq Woolen was sick because just seeing Woolen's size, like he is so dang tall. He's taller than 6'4", right? What?
When he came onto the field, this is gonna sound weird. I couldn't stop staring at his legs. I didn't think legs are that possible on a defensive back. Like, you can see that on like a really tall wide receiver or an offensive lineman if they were a little bigger, but for a DB, they were legs.
Look, like he's essentially at Tolbert's shoulders, and he's crouching like halfway down. Like, what? He is a monster.
He is.
Which that rep ends up being he commits pass interference, and Antoine Randall is begging for a flag to be thrown. And Tolbert looked really good on that route, but I mean, Woolen's going to be a riser for sure.
There were a lot more
Really?
PIs today. Don't know why.
Let's
but a lot more penalties just in general.
Interesting. I did actually see Carson Strong and then Bailey Zappi twice, and I think Kenny Pickett once drew offsides.
Breaking news, by the way. Jim Harbaugh has called Michigan to inform the school. And by the way, this is Schefter, so we don't know for sure that despite interviewing with the Vikings today, he will be returning to the school for 2022.
Then what's the point of taking the interview? He just wants to say, hey?
I think that's a nice way of saying, oh, I didn't get the job.
That's bizarre to me. Let's go to our friend Obaid, who has a comment for us over from Twitch. Again, if you want to ask us anything, whether it be certain team needs or players or whatever it be, Senior Bowl stuff, the Senior Bowl and draft stuff, just let us know. We'll get to it. We'll talk here with Obaid's comment about Desmond Ridder. How far do you think he falls, if any at all? I think that kind of puts both of us in a tough spot right away because we don't have him in the first round. We both probably don't have him in the top 50 picks.
Definitely not. I mean, I need to double check the picks 33 through 50, but I mean, right now, I don't see 5 quarterbacks taken in the first. Yeah, it's just impossible for me. I think one of Howell or Corral. I mean, Strong possibly fall out. I think Pickett and Willis are guaranteed firsts. So, I mean, right now Ritter's
Pickett,
QB6.
Willis, Strong.
Ridder 6 or 7, depending on what you think of Zappi. So, I mean, I don't think 5 or 6 quarterbacks are taken in the top 50. So that kind of is unfortunate for Desmond Ridder. He can definitely be a late second or like early third. I wouldn't personally. I think he's way too inconsistent. But second or third round, late second, early third. That's probably his current range. Which I don't know if I consider that falling because I've always had him in that range.
Yeah, we've both always been just lower on Ridder than the consensus. Neither of us have him in the first round. I think McShay has him QB4, and Carson Strong is his QB5. Could be mistaken. A lot of people have Ridder going the first. Neither of us do. We just haven't seen it. And, hopefully for his sake, he plays well in these next coming days at the Senior Bowl with last practice tomorrow and the game on Saturday. But
we want everyone to succeed. We want everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
He just hasn't moved.
Well, aren't as high. He hasn't moved the needle for us all season, and he hasn't done it here at the Senior Bowl. There were inconsistencies shown up again today, which, again, very rainy. You're getting acclimated to new playbook, new people you're playing with, but he's also got Al Pierce with him, and he has Jerome Ford with him. He's got people to be comfortable with, and I felt like there was a really good throw he made where he had Pierce got double teamed, and then he quickly navigated through his reads and found a wide open Khalil Shakir for a decent chunk. So that was good to see from him. What about Khalil Shakir? Want to tell us about his game?
I'm going to double check the wide receiver rosters because I don't want to say anything too out there.
Yeah, he's balling out again, and he was not wearing gloves in the rain, as you noticed.
He's the best wide receiver at the Senior Bowl, and I don't really think there's a discussion. I mean, he's the best on the national.
Which, again, says a lot.
Yeah, because you've got guys like Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, who we haven't even gotten to that play. Which I don't think you've put that play on the screen.
I have we haven't even got to talk about this guy yet.
Jalen Tolbert, Calvin Austin, but Khalil Shakir is just in a different realm right now. He does everything the way you would want him to. At this rate, I would be very shocked if he wasn't a second-round pick.
I think he solidified himself as a second rounder. Going out there today in the rain with no gloves was a alpha move. Yeah. Love to see that.
Him and Romeo. Romeo didn't have gloves on.
Romeo didn't have gloves on either.
Also, one more thing.
Shakir. Yeah.
They didn't have like punting drills, like there was no punter, but they had a guy like lofting the ball into the air as if it was a punt return, and they had Dubs doing it. Why? Why are you forcing a guy to do something that he's obviously like he's not going to do that at the next level?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it much at the next level either, but if that's our opinion, and he really might do that at the next level. He was solid at it at Nevada, but what can you do? Khalil Shakir, again, his footwork is it's nuts, you know. It really is nuts. After the catch, he's really going to make a living, and I think on Saturday is when you'll hear more about Shakir more when he has a big game. I think he's still kind of flying under the radar a little in these practices. I don't know how many other people are dubbing that he's the best and top receiver at the Senior Bowl right now, other than Andrew, who's down there in Mobile. We'll talk about Christian Watson right after this. We'll answer Chef Boy Ardij. We'll answer your question about Malik Willis trending back up to QB1. What do you have to say about that, Andrew?
I would say right now he is definitely QB1. Trending back up, I don't think he's been trending back up. I think he's been there for a while. I think he's been there ever since the end of the season. Like, we all knew Pickett had an amazing season, but he didn't bring the dynamic running that Malik Willis. And it's not even just running. It's, you know, he can get to the outside, give his receivers more time. Not that Pickett can't, but Pickett does it at a lower level than Malik. Like, Malik can navigate the pocket. He can run around. He has those types of plays that make you think, wow, this guy's really good. Pickett has some of those, but Willis has more, and he seems to have a higher success rate when he also does those because he's giving his receivers more time to get downfield for when he does throw one of his great deep balls. But, yeah, I would say he's been QB1 for probably a few weeks now. Mm-hmm. So it's not really trending back up, but he is QB1 for me right now.
Mm-hmm. So I have Carson as my QB1, but Malik is literally right there at QB2. Like, for all I care, why don't I just make him QB1 A and B? Like, I don't care. I think about both of them so highly. I haven't taken either of them out of my top 10s, it seems, all draft cycle regarding draft position. I think that these are, well, just speaking to Malik, I think he really is a special talent. This is somebody that you draft. If you're the Giants at 7, you double him. You prepare to build your offense around Malik Willis, and you prepare to actually become a playoff team again. Like, you give Malik Willis the keys. He's a special talent. He's a great man off the field too. I think everybody at the Senior Bowl is speaking about his high character, just the great person that he is, the leadership he's got, great teammate, all that good stuff. And then just factor that in with his play on the field. He's got the rocket arm. He has the juice in the run game, right? Elusiveness, and it's not just elusiveness and power. It's such a great blend of elusiveness and power. And he's going to make so many plays at the next level, I think. I've been really angry every time I've seen a mock draft where Malik isn't in the first round or he's going to the Lions at the end of the first round. I have been livid seeing all that. I think it's disrespectful to him.
It is disrespectful. Even if you don't like Malik, like, maybe you focus more on his like bad throws or his games where he wasn't that good. If you focus on those, but you don't put him in the first round, you're obviously not paying attention to what teams are thinking and what his good side is. Mm-hmm. His good side is QB1, and teams are obviously into him. I mean, he talked today about the Saints are showing interest. Saints are, what, 18, I think?
Yeah, they're going to have to move up.
They would 100% have to move up because I don't see how he falls past 11 with Washington, the Washington Commanders.
The Washington football team Commanders.
The Washington Commies.
Yeah, I don't see how he gets past 11. I still don't. Dude, we did our little mock draft that we did kind of impromptu the night before the Senior Bowl started. I took Malik at 6 with the Panthers. I think that's a home run pick for Carolina. I think Malik Willis and getting either Malik Willis at 7 for the Giants and then getting either Neal or Ekwonu at 5 for the Giants, that's a home run draft. Like, if the Washington Commanders got him at 11, they should be ecstatic, but they also need to be committed to building the offense around him and his strengths, and not, you know, you got to be all in.
I'm going to pull up their cap space for 2022. I know they have a decent amount of money, but they're also losing one of the best guards in football, Brandon Scherf. So they have right now about $42 million. And they also need to pay McLaurin, who's going to get a decent contract. Deron Payne, who's going to get a decent contract. There's someone else I'm forgetting, but he's going to Logan Thomas, I think, needs a contract. So they need to pay these guys to make sure that their team is still good. Actually, the cap right now is 30. So Bing just lied to me. Then I went on Spot Track and it says 30. Apparently Montez Sweat is also needing a contract. That's what this says. I don't know why they think Taylor Heineke deserves $11.6 million. But yeah, right now it's really, you have to give money to Terry McLaurin. He's your best wide receiver. 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I think I heard that was the first time Washington had 2 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons between any players since like 2002. So
that's a long time.
To keep him. Very long time. So you got to keep him. You got to get that offensive line back because you're 100% going to lose Brandon Scherf. There's no way he wants to play for Washington again after being franchise tagged for the 7th time, it seems like. So, yeah, if they do draft a quarterback, which they definitely should, it's just the beginning of what they have to do.
Now, can you tell us anything about Malik, maybe Washington? I know you spoke to New Orleans, maybe any other teams kind of talking to him there, gauging serious interest. Anything on that?
I mean, seeing Mike Tomlin at the practices makes you think, Pittsburgh needs a quarterback.
Again, another team that has to move up.
Yeah, another team that would have to move up because I don't see him falling past 11. I've also heard a few things about Minnesota, but Minnesota's kind of weird because they have a quarterback. He's just not going to win them a Super Bowl because in this day and age in the NFL, you need an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins, good quarterback, not elite by any means. So can Malik Willis be that guy? Yes, but that also makes it kind of weird because you'd have to trade for Kirk Cousins, and who would want to trade for a good but not great quarterback on that big of a contract?
And also just very unique, too, would be moving Kirk and then starting over at quarterback, going with Malik and Justin Jefferson. That moves the needle. You still got Adam Thielen, too, and KJ Osborne played really well.
They'd be getting Irv Smith back from injury. Obviously, you got Dalvin Cook and why am I blanking on the backup running back's name?
Alexander Madison.
Yeah. And then, they have a few good defensive players. They don't have a good defense, but they have a few good players if Daniil can come back fully healthy. But, yeah, that defensive back group. Ugh.
I think Minnesota burned the pick on Kellen Mond. I think that they completely burned the pick on Kellen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they'll take a quarterback in the first this year. I think they would do it next year. If they don't take a quarterback on day 2 or day 3 this year, I think that could be a team. I think the Vikings could be a team that looks at a quarterback in round 3 or 4. And then poor Kellen Mond, right? But, what I want to do right here, let's talk Washington Commanders. Let's just go and imagine they get Malik Willis to fall in their laps at 11. What else are you doing in the draft to help set up Malik Willis for success? Because they still do need help on the defensive side of the ball. They definitely do. I know they're going to be looking for a middle linebacker as Jamin Davis ends up moving to outside linebacker. But what else do you do? They pick at 42 and 73 in the first 2 days. Well, on day 2.
I could give a few options for both those picks. If you're taking a linebacker in the second round, you could look Christian Harris from Alabama. I know teams are speaking highly of him. And Chad Muma from Wyoming, who's had a good week. And then, you can also go back to the offensive side of the ball.
The receiver. They need a legit second receiver, and I would be looking at pick 42 and potentially moving up into the end of the first round. Khalil Shakir, at 42, but you could use 42 and some other assets to move up into the end of the first round. Maybe there's a good receiver still on the board there. Maybe you look at Chris Olave in that 30, 31, 32 range. He's going to be there. He's going to be highly regarded by some of these teams. The Washington Commanders do love Ohio State.
The only reason I would say they probably don't is because they do have Curtis Samuel on his contract. They're going to give McLaurin his contract. They drafted Dimey Brown last year. They still have, what's his name?
They have Cam Sims. They have Adam Humphrey. Gandy Golden's done. He's done. Yeah. They have Adam Humphries. They have Dax Milne. They have a whole lot of mediocre. And then they have Terry McLaurin. And Dimey Brown also could be something, but we weren't able to see enough from him in his rookie season, and that's in due part due to who his quarterback was and getting on the field. So
you say they have a lot of mediocre. There are some position groups where they don't even have mediocre.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at setting up Malik for success. That way, they're not drafting Malik, and he's only thrown to Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel. And no, you need to help Malik Willis out, or else you're going to end up being in a spot where you're down the road in a few years, and you're now done on Malik Willis because he didn't pan out because there wasn't enough help around him, and your defense still stinks, and now you're picking the top two. And now you're having to rebuild all over again, and maybe Chase Young wants out, and maybe everything just collapses, right? You got to figure it out. The offense, just make the offense superb. Make it attractive. Make Washington an attractive free agent destination for receivers to want to play with Malik Willis, right?
Do you know what they
block
should do?
For Malik? What?
Their offense should command attraction.
Really, man? All right.
Yeah. You threw me the log with attract.
All right, let's talk about Perion Winfrey, Phi Cowboy, our guy. He had a really good day today. There was a play where he stripped Rashad White. Rashad got swarmed by everybody. Maije was in there too. Perion stripped it, believe even recovered it. Thoughts on Perion Winfrey?
Probably, I'm going to double check. I think he's been the best defensive tackle. I know we've talked a lot about the edges, especially on the American team, but I do want to make the statement he's been the best defensive tackle. I'm going to double check.
Get to your comment too in a second, Prime.
I would say he's been the best defensive tackle. I mean, you could maybe give it to Devontae Wyatt after what he did today, but Perion Winfrey has done a lot compared to a lot of the other defensive, just straight up linemen that have been there. There have been some defense linemen that have really struggled, and then there have been some who've really shown out, and he's one of them. He's showing a lot of strength. He obviously got to Rashad on that play. Showed great ball awareness. He saw the ball was out, jumped right on it. So, yeah, he's doing a lot right now. I would say he's definitely a possibility to go. He's definitely a possible second-round pick. If anything, I think it's quite likely. Like, look at the defensive tackle class right now. You've got DeMarvin Leal, first rounder, most likely unless something happens. Jordan Davis, late first, early second. And then you've got guys like Perion Winfrey, Fedarian Mathis, Devontae Wyatt, Travis Jones, Logan Hall. Like, that next tier of defensive tackles is very good. It's going to come down to scheme fits, interviews. Who do they want specifically? What type of player? Like, do they want more of a pass rusher? Do they want more of a run stopper? Do they want someone who can kind of do both? Do they want
someone that can run the football on the goal line?
You know what? I think they know their guy then for that. But do they want a zero? Do they want a 3-tech? Those are all going to come into the discussion. But I think at the end of the day, you're talking Winfrey's a second-round pick right now. With Davis is going to be late first, early second. I think Mathis is going to be a second-round pick. I think Travis Jones has played his way into possibly being a second pick. Devontae Wyatt, possibly.
Phenomenal. Travis Jones has been phenomenal. I don't think either of us expected that. Maybe it's because of his stigma playing for UConn football, but
Shout out UConn.
Just another.
Shout out
UConn. This is just another UConn guy making the waves in the pre-draft scene. It's crazy and good for him. He really has looked the part. He's been sensational in the trenches. Let's go to Prime here, talking offensive linemen. Who potentially improved his draft stock the most? I know we're high on Trevor Penning. He can't really raise it. Raymond's been pretty good. Falele's been pretty good. There's been a lot of good. What are your thoughts?
Been a lot of good. I don't know how much great. We haven't seen many offensive linemen just not get beat. Like Zion Johnson, very talented. What?
There was one guy that's been getting beat a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Michigan's Andrew Stuber is having a rough week, in our opinion.
Yeah, he's having a very rough week. I was watching the beginning of the National, and I was watching over by the offensive lineman. He doesn't use his arms a lot, which is quite frightening. Like when he's on the line, he's kind of using his body. Like he's using his body, and his hands are up here when really should be right here. Arms at a 90-degree angle when it seems like he's closer to his shoulders. Mm-hmm. So that was quite confusing for me. But yeah, when you see him one-on-ones, he's getting beat around the edge, getting beat inside, getting just mauled. He's not having a great week by any means. But going back to the question of elite linemen, Zion Johnson's looked good when he's not snapping the ball. I don't know why we're trying to force him as a center. I mean, today, the worst day to practice snapping. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You're putting a football on a rainy turf, and then you're trying to snap it. One of the first snaps I saw went straight over Pickett's head, and I'm pretty sure it went through the goalpost. So maybe that counts as a point or something. But yeah, if we can stop forcing Zion Johnson to be a center, he is a great guard. He's a great guard. He can block as a center. I don't know about transferring the ball, though.
Yeah, so Zion, again, for those who don't know, Andrew and I both put out a list of 8+1. We both had Khalil Shakir as our consensus riser, but we both did 8 risers coming into the Senior Bowl. Zion was one of my guys. I'm conflicted, I guess, with him playing center. I'm not mad about it. I think it's great that he could go and show his versatility. This is a guy that has played left tackle. He's played right tackle. He's played left guard. He's played right guard. Now he's playing center. The guy can play everywhere. The fact that he's showing us that he could play every position on the offensive line is really good to see. So I like that. As Andrew has alluded to, the weather there, yeah, it's rough. We know that. It's his first time playing center, so he's had trouble snapping the ball just straight up. And there was a snap today in the rain where he snaps it to Kenny Pickett in red zone drills. And Zion might have got some hate for this, but it was a really good and clean snap. And Pickett just kind of dropped the ball and left and aborted his position too early and left without the ball. And ESPN was very quick to make sure that it was Zion, in fact, who had messed up there. Then after review, they realized that's on Kenny, and then that led to our 30-minute forum about hand size.
Yeah, can we stop talking about his hand size? I understand that's a factor, but I guarantee you people in the media blow it up more than NFL teams are going to talk about it. It's obvious that there's interest about him outside of the hand size. Let's not make it more than it is.
Yeah, it's a fun meme, though. Can't lie.
It is. I mean, I was there yesterday, and the first thing I see about Kenny Pickett is his hair and his hands.
Well, let's finally get to Christian Walton, right? NDSU receiver, stud, playing very well. let's take a look at this catch right quick. Sorry, let me get the catch. Okay, we're there. Now let me get on the stream. Okay, what's up? It's here. Let me take the comment off too, my bad. Professional streamer, no biggie. All right. Start. Thank you. So you've got Carson Strong.
Great camera work, by the way.
Great camera work by that random guy. Thank you for the footage. Thank you, Andrew. But yeah, this is Carson Strong going deep to Christian Watson, who makes a stellar grab, comes down with it. Maybe the ball did come out there at the end, but we don't have enough camera angles to realize if that's true or not. So in our opinion, that's a catch. That's a spectacular grab. Christian Watson has been a monster in Mobile, rising up a lot of people's boards. Talk about him.
First off, with the catch, not enough evidence to overturn it, so it is a catch. Watson, not only is he like using his frame when he's like just one-on-one against a DB, he's actually looking pretty smooth releasing off the line of scrimmage, which is something I kind of expected, but I didn't expect it that much. So he's showing out. He's definitely been one of the top performing wide receivers. I mean, look at the National, and you see guys like Romeo Doubs, Alec Pierce, Khalil Shakir. There have been even some moments for Bo Melton for Rutgers, especially as a returner. But Watson has had his time as well, and he's done well in it. I mean, I'm even looking at the American. Yeah, Watson. Yeah, Watson is a great wide receiver who. There are a lot of taller wide receivers that don't use their frame a lot. He uses his frame. Like he's gonna make sure you know that he is bigger than you, and he's going to use it against you.
Let me. How tall do you check in at?
6'4", I think, or was it 6'4" flat? It was something 6'4", even though I've seen him listed at 6'5".
I think you're right there. Yeah, I mean he's been fantastic. He really has been. It's good to see. Good to see FCS guy, albeit it's the powerhouse that is NDSU, but it's good to see him crushing it against FBS talent, some FCS and D2 guys as well. But he's playing real well. I mean, there's not enough good things to say about him. There's not any bad things either. He's been fantastic. Oh, his contested catch ability, 6'4" flat. Contested catch ability, his high pointing. He's been a solid route runner. His footwork's nice, like you said. His release and the separation he's getting. He's playing really well all around football.
Yeah, you can say that about a lot of the receivers, but yeah, having Christian Watson makes your life as a quarterback a lot easier. I mean, think how many other receivers on the national team make that catch and make Carson Strong look good for that throw. I think it's just him and Shakir.
I would agree with that. Here, I have another clip to pull up as well. That's I should have had up earlier when we were actually talking about him. So my bad there. UConn's very own
Travis Jones. Oh, I know this exact rep. Yeah. Like I'm glad that the lineman kept trying, but at that point you already lost the rep.
Yeah. He crushed
him. He is someone I completely didn't expect. But
force.
He's a force, and he's also quick.
Yeah, he is.
Like they were doing agility drills, not the ones earlier, but there was one where you're punching a bag and then you're swerving, turning, doing a 180, and then getting the ball out. He did that quicker than every other defensive tackle and quicker than some edge rushers. It was, and he didn't like lose force in his hands because he gained speed. No, he still had that great force going left, right, left, right.
Mm-hmm. And like Prime mentioned, OL never gave up on the play. Credit to Jatir Carter from Southern. Yeah, really good from him. What do you want to talk about next? I'll let you choose. Or the chat. But yeah.
Definitely could be chat, but I mean, I feel like we haven't talked enough about weird coming from me because I'm not the biggest running back guy. We haven't talked enough about these running backs. Rashad White broke another big one today. You know, when they are allowed to hit the running backs, it's tough to take them down. Abram Smith is gaining yards after the first touch. Jerome Ford had a very nice touchdown early in the practice for the National. It was essentially just start on the 10-yard line. It was a stretch to the left, and he was just faster than everybody. Got to the pylon. And then on the American, Dameon Pierce is playing very well. Devontae Price had some good snaps. Zaquandre White from South Carolina has been great. And Brian Robinson from Alabama has been pretty decent. But
I would agree with Zaquandre for sure.
Yeah. Zaquandre is probably – it's between him and Dameon for best American running back right now. I think they're using Brian in a weird, like, receiving/returning role, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, he's a good receiver. That's not his game. Devontae Price, I've seen him a lot as a returner. Dameon Pierce, they even had him take a returning rep, which makes no freaking sense to me. But he did take it in stride, and it would have been a very good return. And then Zaquandre Wright, it just seems like whenever he touches the ball, he's getting 10 yards.
I think I would completely agree that White has been the best running back on that American team. Rashad White, you said yesterday he had a very good day. He got stripped today by Perrion Winfrey. How was he outside of that?
I don't blame him for that because as soon as he touched the ball, Perrion was Perrion might have touched it first. I don't know if he stripped at Rashad or if he stripped the quarterback. That's how close it was. So I don't really blame Rashad for that. He didn't have full grip of the ball yet, but he played well. I'm surprised. I don't know if he's even out there. I haven't seen Hassan Haskins once. I don't think he's out there.
Interesting.
Like, I've seen a lot of Beatty. I've seen a decent amount of Smith and Ford. I haven't seen Hassan Haskins once. I don't think he's playing. I think he dropped, and we just didn't learn that.
Okay. Well, how about getting away from dropouts? We talk about some guys that got added to the Senior Bowl. How did some of the additions look? Okay, Haskins did opt out. Again, the big opt-out for running backs was James Cook, but talk to us about some of the additions here at the Senior Bowl. Williams was out there from Ole Miss and Ferrone from Oregon, among others.
Personally,
they're coming
I didn't see
actually.
It's weird. I didn't see a lot of Sam Williams because the reason that's weird is because I was watching the American defensive line the entire day. I think I remember seeing him like once or twice, but I don't vividly remember any of his reps. But Verone played very well in coverage. His problem was everybody's problem today, and that was catching the football. The first hour of the national practice, I don't think someone caught more than one ball that was thrown their way. Verone dropped one.
That's interesting.
Every safety, when I tell you every safety and linebacker, when they were doing ball drills, no one caught anything. I remember there was a throw to Troy Anderson, linebacker, Montana State, who I've been very high on. A throw went his way, a little high, but he had no chance at it because the ball was so wet. The ground was so wet. Like, all these factors are why all these drops happened. There were a lot of drops early from the receivers, running backs. I don't remember many from the tight ends, but yeah, tough day for ball catchers.
Hello, Sire. If you have anything any players you want us to talk about or something, just let us know. Or anything else you want us to talk about, please let us know. Speaking to Verone there, kind of surprised to hear that he had issues catching the ball, albeit the weather. This is a guy that I've seen make plenty of interceptions. He's got sure hands, and he's done it in tough weather. So hearing that's kind of It's unfortunate, disappointing to hear it. Understand it a bit. Not going to really care much about it.
Everyone had problems. I'm not buying stock into anything that happened today when it comes to catching the ball, unless your name is Khalil Shakir or Romeo Doubs, who did it without gloves.
So nobody should work. Oh wait, they're inside tomorrow. Yeah, you missed Christian Watson hype. Sorry, sire. Literally 8 seconds ago, it felt like. But yeah, so they're inside tomorrow. What's that going to be like? How are you going to handle that?
I'm going to handle it by watching it on TV because I'm not allowed to be there.
Dude, he's just like us. That's it's a rough watch on TV. I'll tell you what, man.
This guy right here, yeah. But I'm assuming that there's not going to be many media. I'd assume it's going to be PFF and not much else. I think I saw Ari Meirov of My Sports Update. I think I saw him, and I saw rap sheets, but I would assume not many other people. So because the indoor facility isn't even indoor. Like it's got a roof, but it doesn't have like full walls. Because like I was going by it, it was pouring rain. I would assume if they did have doors to close those massive gaps, they would have done it, but they didn't. So was a little confused on that one.
Interesting. Let's go back to tight ends in the American team because we spoke about Isaiah Likely and how great he is. What about Grant Kalk? What about Daniel Bellinger? And what about Greg Dulcich? The Bellinger, I'll start. He had a rough time blocking people.
He had a few decent catches. He couldn't block to save his life.
Which is kind of surprising for a San Diego State kid. They block a lot.
San Diego State is a running team, and he had a tough time blocking. Kind of surprised. Grant Calcaterra to SMU, he's actually been very underrated. No one's talked about him literally at all, and he's done.
I haven't heard anything about him.
He's done nothing but catch the ball and just get the ball forward. Like he's not the most. He's not the best tight end. But when the ball goes his way, he's going to catch it more often than not. I'm surprised no one's talked about him literally at all. And Greg Dulcich
from UCLA. Maybe if Kalk was coming out of Oklahoma and not SMU, maybe then he would be getting some more love.
Quite possibly.
I'm just kidding. These small school receivers have got so much praise with Likely and McBride. But yeah, Kalk's a great story, too. Gotta remember, medically retired. Got away from football with the concussion issues, and now he's back and thriving, and I really hope he has a good NFL career.
Yeah, me too. And then Greg Dulcich from UCLA. Few decent catches, didn't see too much else. He does have great hair. Anytime you can see somebody's hair coming out of their helmet, they have good hair. But
it's what we do at UCLA, man.
Well, don't know.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. Yeah, it's what we do.
Okay, sure.
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. You know what? He's just hiding all the hair in his visor. It's cool.
Chip's got good lettuce. Yeah, UCLA has spent $1 million on hair product. That's something people don't know about. We put in so much talk and stock about the $5.6 million our football team spent on food. The hair gets a lot of investment.
Yeah, I mean, what is your program not spending money on? Winning football games?
Yeah. You act like that was wrong. I mean, it's just the truth. Like, what?
I mean,
what do you got up there?
Lose week 1, so.
Yeah, we're gonna lose the Bowling Green, gonna pull Minnesota. But let's stay on the American team. Talk more offensive linemen. I want to hear about Braxton Jones. I want to hear about Cade Mays, Darian Kennard.
A guy that you didn't mention that I thought had one of the better days.
I swear if it's going to be the guy that was. Oh, it wasn't. It was
Spencer Burford. he had a few very good reps in the one-on-ones, and one of the Georgia guards, I honestly cannot remember who between Shaffer and Salyer, but one of the guards, they pulled him into the end of the practice best of threes, and he won the first two, and they were not close. And then after that, they had I think it was Dameon Pierce. They had him go in, and he pass pro'd. I honestly can't remember who it was. It might have been. No, it was Tariq Carpenter, I think. So
one of the three Tariqs.
Yeah, something with Carpenter. I think he was the one that went for it, but he had a very, very successful pass pro for Dameon. But offensive line, Burford had a decent day. Chris Paul had a few nice ones. Braxton Jones was quite good. I didn't see too much of Kennard. I didn't see too much of Max Mitchell, or I saw like one rep of Ed Ingram, and he got beat by fellow LSU player Neil Farrell, who I heard a decent amount about.
They were raving about him on the broadcast today.
Yeah, I was in front of some people, and they were talking about how Neil Farrell's definitely trending up right now. So nice to see some more defensive linemen on this already stacked American team get some praise that they deserve.
Yeah, speaking of Burford there, he had I think 2 reps were shown on TV, and I'm not sure who they were against. I could be wrong. I think one was against Kingsley and Igbare, and he held his own and looked very good for Burford. It was a really good rep. It might have been Kingsley, it might have been someone else. I don't really remember, but dang good rep for him. I want to ask you about whispers in the stands. You just spoke about Neil Farrell and hearing people say he's trending upward. What else have you heard?
I don't know too much about trends, but I have heard some talks about people talking about players. I know some people have talked about Trevor Penning. One of the weird things with Trevor Penning is he's had 2 mistakes he's made multiple times. He's had very high hips when he's blocking, and he's had very poor hand placement on some reps. So that's kind of weird, seeing that he was very consistent at Northern Iowa. But those 2 things are big for tackles. Another one, Boye Mafe. I've heard some people say they love him as a pass rusher, but they don't like him as a run defender, which kind of weird to me, because he was definitely good against the run for Minnesota, but they were just raving about his athleticism, about his explosiveness. Watching him one-on-ones, I mean, there was literally a rep where the tackle just he didn't react to Mafe fast enough, so Mafe just went around him. And the quarterback was just, I mean, yeah. Cool. What's up, Boye? You're already here. I literally don't even have the ball yet. It's still in the air from the center, which is weird because I'm under center right now. So please don't hit me. That's how quick
he had reservations for 6.
Yeah, and he showed up early.
Yeah, here, Trevor Penning rep against Kyron Johnson from KU, good old Kansas football dynasty.
Yep, we know about that.
Yep. No way Penning's giving him the double shove there at the end? Well, all right, man.
Penning had a lot of here. Penning and there was somebody else Penning had beef with. It might have been him, but there was some tweet I saw about one-on-one drills, no love lost. I can't remember who, so I apologize for not giving credit because great tweet. But yeah, Penning hasn't looked as good as I thought he would, which is very surprising. I mean, he's looked good, but definitely some points where he's struggled a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Are you moving him down your board at all, or
Probably not going to take him. What did I take? Like 7th overall, 8th overall. Probably
Yeah,
take him that high.
that little impromptu mock. You saying I won that mock? Thanks.
No, I did because I had the superior trading, but I would say he's definitely still in that like top 20 range.
Okay.
Like 20 to Pittsburgh if they find their quarterback in free agency or trade market. LA Chargers at 17, Baltimore 14. Like those are the 3 most likely spots for him right now.
Gotcha. Here's another rep from Penning and Ritter.
Yeah.
I did not know Ritter was darting that throw.
Oh, as soon as I saw him throw that, I was like, okay, there's no way he could miss this. He missed it pretty badly. I mean, Maje was in his face, but you still got to hit that throw.
And that looks like Haskell Garrett takes care of Michigan Struber. Yeah.
Not the first person, won't be the last.
Jeez.
I'm sorry,
Dude.
He's been that bad. He's been that bad.
I hope he has the best game of anyone on Saturday. Golly.
He's been bad. Like, he's been the worst offensive lineman.
My bad, I got you. Look at your new name.
Don't. Yeah, yeah, that's me.
That is you. Yeah, he did, sire. He really did. He's playing with fire.
I'm Duke Manyweather. That's who I am. Offensive line guru.
He hasn't been as good as expected. Oh shoot! Tomorrow we're doing the Shrine Bowl stream. We're going to watch the Shrine Bowl watch party. 5:00 Pacific time. We'll have a stream for it. Talk Senior Bowl before it, then get into the Shrine Bowl. Watch the Shrine Bowl with us. We can't show it on the dang stream, but like you could watch. Let's take a look through at the Shrine Bowl roster. Look at some of the guys that we're looking to watch. So, yeah, I'm gonna put it on stream now. You got Isaiah Pacheco, from Rutgers. Rutgers revamped, you could say. Derek King, the one, the only. E.J. Perry, don't know anything about Browns quarterback, sorry. Javon Hiley's there. Ooh, highly likely. Kyle Phillips is tearing it up, apparently.
Yeah, he's been amazing.
He's been Deebo Samuel.
I've heard Deebo Samuel, and I've heard Hunter Renfrow. It's weird. Those are 2 completely different players.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with comparisons.
You could get Desmond Ridder to Josh Allen.
Oh, my. And we'll get to a guy that has been crushing it, though, at Shrine Bowl from WKU. We'll get there eventually. Yep. Charleston Rambo, Dustin Crum. We had him on for an interview earlier. Friend of the portal. Ja'Cory Roberson's there, not getting A.T. Perry's not stealing targets from him. No 24 target games that Roberson's going to get robbed of. Calvin Turner, versatile receiving back from Hawaii. FIU's punter. What's up, Tommy Heatherly? I know nothing about you. Pierre Strong. We can just scroll by that guy. We don't know much about him. That's the best running back in the class. Don't care. Ronnie Rivers. Ryan Rivers is interesting. I expected him to have a much better season. He did not, but he checked in at 5'7".
He also did have some injuries, I believe.
He did. And then opted out of the bowl game. I wish he didn't do that. I think he needed to show draft people what he's about. I wouldn't have done that. And he had a sensational career, though. 5'7", though, is tough. Letty Brown, Xander Horvath.
Who also opted out of his bowl game that completely shouldn't have.
Parker White, you got any facts on him? Yeah, Tyrese Robinson, Jack Snyder, George Moore, Luke Danuda, Zach Tom. Sorry, these are the Zach Tom would have been perfect for guessing home runs on the Sporkles last night. Oh,
Is that
I
confirmed,
missed
sir?
that. Thanks, Baker Mayfield fan, for breaking that. Ryan Cunningham. Alec Lindstrom. I like Lindstrom. I do
Wait,
like
he's at the
Alec
Shrine Bowl?
Lindstrom from
Huh.
BC. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
like
good.
him
He's
a
good.
lot. Zach Thomas, solid. Ryan Van DeMark. Don't know anything about you. Bamadele, Olaseni, Vendarian Lowe, Tanner Connor. Jeez, some of these first names. Armani Rogers listed as tight end. I mean, that's former UNLV quarterback. That's an Ohio backup quarterback that has started recently over Air Canada 2.0. This is a guy that is lined up at tight end and receiver, so that's interesting. Samori Toure, Josh Johnson, he had a really good bowl game. Fiery dude, Ross Ryder. I don't know anything about the Colorado State long snapper. Kroll is interesting. I know some people just don't like him off the field. I know that's a thing with Lucas Kroll. Derek Deese Jr., Nick Muse. Oh, the defense, Big Cat Bryant, W.
Man, Big Cat.
Percy Butler and Reed Blankenship I have interest in. I think those are 2 day 3 safeties to take a look at. Why is it not just loading a bunch? Brandon Sebastian, solid.
Another 2 name.
Yeah, Pittsburgh State, let's go. From old Kansas. Sean Jolly, that's cool. Bubba Bolden playing back in Vegas. Quentin Lake, I hear, is having a good week. DQ Thomas, Dairy Queen, nice name. Nate Landman was at Colorado forever. Diego Redacted has had a solid week. Jeffrey Gunter, I mean, that guy never gives up on the play. His effort level is insane. I like Thomas Booker as a day 3 pick. LeBrian Ray, I like as a day 3 pick. I think him and Booker both were monster recruits. I think both of them are worth taking day 3 and banking on their talent. LeBron's had a really rough deal with injuries. As is Booker, I think. So that's unfortunate. All right, so that was the East. Also thrilled that this game's on a Thursday and not a Saturday.
Also, why did they make the web page so long?
Bad.
Yeah, like why does one player card take up 2/3 of the page?
I don't know, and you have to load more every time. Skylar Thompson. There's Jarrett Stearns, who checked in at 5'7", which checking in at 5'7" is tough, but he's a stud. Everyone is raving about him at Shrine Bowl. He's the best player there. He's crushing it in practice. Nobody could guard him. If I was the Senior Bowl, I would have extended him an invite the other day to get him down here on Thursday. I would have done that. Maybe they did. Yeah. Maybe they did, but Lenore Ryan, another guy. Oh, Eric Edholm talked to us about Tariq Young way back during week 1 of college football season, said he's a guy to look for. So we'll keep an eye on Tariq Young. Stonehouse, great punter. That kid's a phenomenal punter. Caleb Shudak. So this team, the West, has the dudes and special teams.
He's an NFL kicker.
Yeah. Shudak's NFL good, and Stonehouse is an NFL punter.
As someone who watched Shudak technically beat his team, Shudak's an NFL kicker.
He's sick. Jack Cohn, Tyquan Thornton could be an interesting day 3 receiver. He's got a lot of talent. Clint Ratkovich, he's not a fullback. He plays I forget what his Twitter bio says. I think he says he plays monster back. Keontae Ingram, Billy Taylor, congrats, long snapper. Cordell Volson, nice.
Blaze, my guy.
Yeah.
My guy, Blaze.
Talk to us about Blaze.
He was a great offensive lineman for us. Very enthusiastic. Very enthusiastic. Some team's going to get a good Ty Freifogel, man. What a fall from grace. Not that he's bad, but just going from what he did in 2020 versus yeah. I mean, to be fair, not all his fault when Michael Penix goes from being a good quarterback to quite arguably the worst starter when he was healthy.
What? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Indiana took a huge step back. Emeka Emezi, interesting. Jelani Woods, keep an eye on him in this deep tight end class, 6'6", 260. He's versatile too.
And then, he's not there anymore.
Yeah, poor Jackson Kirkland. Jack Jones, interesting, former SC player.
Marion.
Zacoby McClain, Beta, Mr. Specter. Missouri Western State. They got to be the Griffins with that logo. They got to be the Griffins. Chase Lucas. I like Chase Lucas. Neffy Sewell, cool. Neffy the 5, whatever it be. Hello, Sewell. West Florida, they play some college basketball down there. Sometimes Chance Campbell, Jack Sanborn. Ryan Thomas. Western U from Canada. Golly.
Canada.
That's a party school.
Oh, Myron's there.
Party school. Yeah. Myron Tagovailoa Amosa.
Yeah.
Of course, a part of the generational Tagovailoa family. Micah McFadden.
Quite generational.
The Cincinnati game against Indiana turned completely when McFadden got hurt. So, wow, that was a lot of players, wasn't it?
It was.
Give me one offensive guy, one defensive guy you're looking forward to watching tomorrow.
I mean, can I say Blaze?
Yeah, I don't care what you say.
Even though the answer is either Pierre or Jareth, or you could even say Kyle Phillips. But yeah, I'm going to say Blaze. That's my guy. And then defensively, part of me kind of wants to watch a Big Cat from UCF, former Auburn player. I don't know what's happened with him. Like, I remember when people said he's going to be a day 2 pick, and now we're talking he's at the Shrine Bowl, which still a good bowl, but I don't know what's been up with him. So
I'll go with a tie between Jared Stearns and Pierre Strong for offense. I know that's a shocker. And on defense, I'll go with Chase Lucas. I think those quarterbacks there are susceptible, is that how you say it, to making some errant and poor throws that could be picked off. Good plays from DBs there, so I'll look for Chase Lucas to make a play.
Sounds good. We will see them tomorrow at the Shrine Bowl in Las Vegas. Not in person. I mean, Liam could if he wanted to, but
thanks, man. Let's see. I wanna talk more about the draft, the upcoming draft. Do you want to do mock draft sims?
You know what? I have an idea. You said mock draft sims. Let's go on PFF's mock and then do a simulation of the first round and let's react to it.
Jeez. Thanks, man.
Hopefully no Rondale Moore number 1. I mean, I did have the sliders all the way messed up, but Rondale Moore 1 is still something.
I just looked up PEFF mock draft simulator and prop Emmanuel quickly. What?
I don't think he would get drafted in the first round.
I don't either. I don't think he's going to be playing in the NFL anytime soon.
What position would Emmanuel quickly play?
Why?
How tall is IQ?
Like 6'2". I don't know. I'm so bad at height and numbers and stuff. You're asking the wrong person. I'll say
6'3", 190. He could be a
okay.
heck of a corner. 6'3", 190.
For sure. Okay. What? One round. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's not go fast. Let's have some time to react. Let's let people be on the clock.
Can you pause it? Or, do you want to do public versus PFF board? Do you want to just put that in the middle?
Oh.
That's actually a cool feature. I like PFF's mock thing when you have the right sliders.
And where should I put randomness?
Put it like a little bit over a third. Yeah, there. Like you gotta have some sort of random because the Raiders do have a draft pick.
Uh-huh. And
Even
I can't
though
just
Mike Mayoc's not there.
I have to pick a team. We're picking 30 seconds.
Yeah, just pick 30 seconds.
Dude,
Jacksonville. Tackle. Oh.
What? This is not slow at all. What's up?
Wait, no, let's go to those first two picks.
You asked for this. Sam Howell was so good at the Senior Bowl, and he impressed the Lions so much that they said we're all in.
I have said it. There's a reason Sam Howell went to their team.
They're so impressed. Now, Kyle Hamilton went number 1 to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's your best player in the class. So the Jaguars said, Trevor Lawrence, we don't care about your health. We don't care about protecting you. We care about bringing back Saxonville, and we're going to start it with some great zone coverage out there in the secondary. Kyle Hamilton, number 1 to Jacksonville.
They fired Trent Baalke and they hired me. It's all about the defense here.
All right.
I love how Houston's needs is every position.
All right, PFF, they do good trolling. They do good trolling at times. So, okay, I'm going to have to pause this ASAP because putting this on slow made 2 picks incredibly quick. Okay, so Derek Stingley just went 3rd to the Texans, and Aiden Hutchinson's going 4 to the Jets. So you have some talent on the board at 5. And the Giants have 5 and 7. Now, I don't know if the computer's going to be going out there and making trades. I don't know if they're going to do that with each other. I don't know if they're on the phone like we were the other night, making trades, talking to pizza people. But if I'm the Giants here and I'm not taking I have to take whoever I value more between Ekem and Neal. I don't know because I also think they need to get quarterback. I know that's the issue. I just remembered that they also need quarterback in my opinion. So are you just punting quarterback now and going Kayvon /
I don't think they take the quarterback, Liam. I don't think so. I think they have to buy into Daniel Jones for 1 more year.
I don't think you do. But if the draft board falls like this,
they do.
If the draft board falls like this, then maybe. But I mean, you're looking at 5. You have to pick Kayvon. Yeah, you have to take Kayvon, and then you're getting one of Neal. Yeah, you're getting whoever of Neal in the corner.
So
they're going to take like Kenny Pickett.
Oh, okay. Well, you got Kayvon anyways. Wait, was that Charles Cross over Ekem?
Yes.
I understand we have a little bit of
randomness. Ekwonu has Laramie Tunsil type stuff going on in this PFF world, so he's falling. He's now there at 8. Maybe somebody trades up to the Falcons to snipe Ekwonu at a solid value. Kayvon 7, Neal 5. The Giants are rewarded for their failures and incredibly incompetent management skills by getting an A++ draft, while the Panthers go Charles Cross to protect the quarterback that we suspect to be Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do think they're going to go offensive line. I think that because they extended Sam Darnold's option, they kind of have to stick with him. But
Look,
not that because this team's not a winning team.
No, it's not, and that's why I'm almost just inclined to agree with Daniel Jeremiah that Sauce Gardner 6 to Carolina to be paired with J.C. Horn is kind of the nastiest and most fearful thing that could. That's disgusting.
Yeah,
J.C.
that would be good.
With Sauce, I'd rather have that happen than take a tackle. I could get a tackle next year. I can't get Sauce Gardner next year.
You can even get a tackle round 2.
Yeah, like, figure it out. Okay. Well, the Broncos have our same thoughts because they decided to pair Sauce with Patrick Surtain. Who's throwing on them? It's not Drew Lock. Drew Lock in practice? That fella might throw. His practice line might be set at 26.5 pass yards. And Karlaftis at 8.
I think he gets more interceptions than pass yards.
It's actually Sauce Gardner with Jair Alexander.
Big
trade here broken by Sire. Yeah. Wow. Whoa! It's not, we're not done. It's Sauce, it's Jair, and it's Surtain.
What?
It's everything. Yeah.
Surtain and Sauce. Oh. So we have Stokes's. So we just have Stokes as like the special teams.
Stokes is going to play edge rusher.
Stokes is going to play safety.
All right.
You can't get past him.
Okay. We're kind of glossing over Karlaftis 8 there. And Ikem Ekwonu, when I said that, I thought about saying that one too, sir. When we talked about Ikem Ekwonu pulling a Tunsil in this PFF world, it's happening. The Jets go Nakobe Dean and Aiden Hutchinson. The Washington Commanders now go Garrett Wilson with their Ohio State pipeline that we referenced earlier in the show, and you said no. So when I brought up Olave as a potential guy to trade up in the end of the first round for them.
Well, because I don't think Olave is a first rounder.
Neither do I, but
I think he's like a.
It's not going to stop him from getting picked in the first, just like it's not going to stop Jordan Davis from getting picked in the first. Just because we
over him. I would take Khalil Shakir over Chris Olave.
Okay.
Would you?
To that, I say, I don't know. At this very moment, I don't know. I respect putting me on the spot here because I put you on the spot a bunch, but I don't know. I would rather wait and see where each of them land and then kind of go with.
So you want to see the situations? Okay.
Yeah. Then it's so important. It's so important.
It is very important, but that means last year I'll say Mac Jones is QB1 or Davis Mills.
Davis Mills gets drafted by Houston. You want to make your reaction to that a year later that Mills gets drafted to Houston. Oh, he's QB1. And the same time that Lawrence got drafted to Jacksonville, we were still gushing over him. We were still gushing over Fields in Chicago getting a chance to play with Randy Dalton. Okay, sorry, you weren't a Packer fan. But Trey Lance, we thought was actually
didn't like Justin Fields coming out of college. He was my QB5.
Oh.
You don't remember that? He was my QB5.
No, I do. I remember that, man. I remember everything, just like I remember what we have to do.
All right.
My transitions are smooth, by the way. My transitions are crazy.
Wait.
McDuffie goes to what?
Wait. 11 is who? Oh, Washington. I'm dumb. I mixed up the Washington Commanders logo and the Cleveland Browns. I thought they picked at 11 and 13 Cleveland.
Okay.
Also, Tyler Linderbaum is a weird pick.
Yeah.
Because they already have like the best offensive line.
That picture. You're the one who wanted to do this.
I mean, you're the one
Booth
that's a
goes.
simulation.
Olave goes.
Oh,
London goes. Okay.
Olave.
You just say Olave, not even London. That the Eagles just went back-to-back receivers.
They need it, though. They need it. I mean,
Also,
Devontae
by the
Smith,
way,
Chris Olave, and Drake London.
they have so many other needs. They could have just taken receivers on.
Do you know what their biggest need though is? Getting rid of Jalen Reagor. They need to do that.
Hey man, Debo had drop problems early on too, and then his team said, "We're going to transform you into what we call a football player." Jalen Reagor gets a team that believes in him and lets him like tweets on Twitter at halftime. Hey, they could believe again. They could say, "Reagor, you're our new Debo." Please know I am trolling and not serious. For those watching,
I'll believe it when I see it. I won't even believe it if I see it.
Yeah, and near what I mean. He's about as cooked as cooked could be.
He's overcooked. He's burnt.
Okay,
but
more
that's what
draft.
he doesn't. That's what he doesn't do to DBs.
Let's go till Philly picks again. Ekwonu finally off the board. Devin Lloyd, nice pick for the Eagles.
That would be the best pick because they're going to lose Terran Armstead.
I mean, that would be the best pick for like so many teams on this range should have picked him. Why did the Ravens not pick him?
Well, because the Ravens are dumb.
Okay. No, PFF Ravens. J-Mo goes to the Chargers. All right. Matt Corral goes 20 Ojabo. Corral 20, which he's QB2.
No, is he QB1?
No, you're forgetting number 2 overall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Corral being QB2 is just not happening.
So there's Ojabo 21, that Patriots Michigan pipeline. They love it. Corral 20, Kyer 22. Not a Raiders kind of pick.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna if he's on the board, Andrew Booth. That's a Raider pick.
He's a winner. Okay, we'll leave our last 2 picks be.
Liam. What? Liam.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. You wanted to do this.
I regret it.
You wanted to do this.
I regret it.
You wanted to do this.
I regret it. Desmond,
what have you done?
This is worse than Rondale Moore going number 1 overall 15 times last year or year before. Or last year.
I mean, what on earth? And that's QB3 because Kenny Pickett goes 1 pick before. Oh, QB4. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot.
And how?
I forgot. No, I knew how.
I mean, not only does, Treylon Burks fell, Kenny Pickett fell, Trevor Penning fell, Desmond Ridder went up 40 picks. I mean, I guess Green Bay's just going to turn into Philly 2.0 and just become the next QB factory.
Oh, this is why I meant to tell you when we were talking Philly picks.
Oh,
they compared Malik to Jalen Hurts straight up, and I cringe. As if they have anywhere near the same arm.
Malik's arm is 10 times better, and he's actually a better runner than Jalen.
Yeah, hearing that made me throw up a few times. Yeah, sorry, congrats. You got
you know what? I think this pick belongs to Denver.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Good call. Nice call. Sire, take a look at this Eagles
Wait, but then that means Rodgers just had another quarterback drafted in the first round behind him.
Yeah, Ritter is then being shipped to another team. We don't know the specifics of that trade yet. We're still waiting to hear what happens.
Hold up. What's up, Goodell? Just got traded to the Saskatchewan Roughnecks.
That's not their team name.
It's CFL, Saskatchewan, whoever the heck.
Rough Riders.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same thing as a CFL aficionado. It's not the Edmonton Redacteds anymore either. It's the Edmonton Elk or Elks.
It's actually kind of weird because I did see a Saskatchewan bus, or not bus, but like a car that had Saskatchewan Roughnecks on it. So that makes it a little embarrassing, but
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what I just realized is picking the Rams obviously didn't give us the first round pick, and it didn't pop into my mind until I saw the Lions logo there. So I picked that pick pretty well. McKenna, Drake Jackson, and we have no clue who the Lions are pairing with Sam Howell. Let's take a guess.
Also, Epic has some very good.
Yeah, I'm speaking highly of him. Let's. Willis has not been picked yet, and you could make an argument the Lions go Howell Willis here, and they move Howell to receiver.
Howell, I will say, when quarterbacks were loosening up their arms, I think Willis had likely catching for him, and then likely would just give it to Malik. Malik was just throwing straight to Howell, and he was catching him.
Gamer.
Football player.
We have no clue who the Lions pick. Give us a guess. Predict the pick. Sire, you can too. Prime anyone in the stream. Predict the 32nd overall pick to the Lions. I'm going to go with
Jordan Davis.
Oh my gosh. It's so perfect.
Willis hasn't gone yet, sire.
Jaquan Brisker. I'm going slowly.
Jalen Tolbert.
We have a Jalen Tolbert, yes. Oh, it's Jahan the guy who's Dotson. Not going in the first round because he opted out.
I don't really think it affects him too much.
Oh, it does. He's 5'7", 5'9".
So 5 foot
Jareth. Something. 5'7".
Yeah.
Jareth was never going to be a first rounder.
He might be now.
Wait, we don't get grades for that?
No, you did. You just skipped it, I think.
That sucks.
Okay, now do maximum randomness.
Oh, no.
Hey, I'm ready for Fedarian Mathis, number 1 overall. No care for positional value. No care. No care for needs. Full public board. Oh, okay. And then LA.
Okay, don't look. Wait, I'll take out the screen.
Oh, okay, that works.
I'm not looking at any picks.
I'm wondering how high Caleb Ellaby.
Here we go. Yeah, let's guess the first pick.
Caleb Ellaby.
Give me the first 3 in chat, everyone, and we'll guess too. You're guessing Caleb Ellaby goes 1?
I'm going Caleb Ellaby, Daniel Falele, and Sam Williams.
I'm going to go with Ekwonu. I'm going to go with Yeah, it's randomness all the way up. I'm going Equanu, Zappy. No, Equanu, Jamo. Equanu, Jamo, and I'm also thinking edge for the Texans. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Go Booth. Okay. Okay, like not even close to anything. What? It's not even that random.
It's not. Like, I mean, Linderbaum 2 is outstandingly bad.
Desmond Ritter.
He's going to Denver.
I was expecting to see random names like Rayman. I don't think he gets top 10. PFF was talking about him today, saying he goes top 10 eventually. So Linderbaum too. Goodness, Hutchinson's already in the number one conversation. The Kobe Dean at 3 is shocker. Hamilton's a homer at 4. Kayvon's a homer at 5. Kenyon Green, holy. Booth, Ritter, QB.
There's got to be some weird pick, like a projected 4th rounder. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Wow. Davis and Wyatt. Oh, the QB factory grows.
Oh, with Evan Neal.
Whoa, there he is.
Yeah, there he is, Carson. Kidding.
No, there he is, Leo Chanel. Give it up for the Eagles. Give it up for the Eagles, doing their homework, doing the background on these guys, and coming out with Evan Neal and Ika Makwanu. And Sam Howell, receiver.
Dumb.
You got Carson Strong, you got Derek Stingley to the Patriots. Trevor Penning, is Trevor Penning a Raiders guy? The emotion, the fire.
The most random thing about this mock has been that the Raiders made a good pick.
That's what we said about the last one.
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert in the first round to that Cowboys receiver room, which we talked about last night. Does Cooper stay or does he go? Gallup gone.
Does he stay or does he go?
And Brian Asamoah has been picked in the first round.
Okay.
Martin Emerson has been picked in the first round. Brandon Smith. Malik Willis to the Dolphins. I'll tell you what.
He wins the starting job right away.
Yeah, poor Tua. Jackson Kirkland. Wow. Good for Jackson Kirkland figuring out how to get in the first round after opting out. You know what that's similar to? I forget the kid's name. Oh, no, it's I forget his first name. It might be Logan. Mr. Mayu, NHL prospect, gets drafted in the first round despite opting out after his terrible stuff he did. How? This is a complete different scenario with Kirkland, but Kirkland's opting out because of his knee. Mayu opts out because he's a terrible person. They both somehow go in the first round.
I mean, credit to Cincinnati for
taking all
the flack they took last year about not getting an offensive lineman. They drafted an offensive lineman, kind of.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing pick grades on here.
Picture. That's a good picture.
I don't see pick grades, though.
Picture.
No, I know.
Oh.
I know that. I just don't see pick grades. All right, let's do something else. We're select all teams.
Select all teams. So we're just gonna do.
We'll go one round. Yeah, but use the chat. Use our friends. I mean, this stuff doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Our friends.
Well, just know when we get to 9, take Desmond Ritter.
We can make trades like that. They only grade user picks. Oh. We're on the clock at 1, fellas, and there are no trades. Does the computer only trade? So we can't. Are we keeping the pick, fellas, at 1? This will be the last thing we do before we end the stream. Is this block?
Yeah.
But yeah, Are we making this pick here at 1 with the whatever you call them? The Jaguars?
The soon to be the San Antonio Jaguars.
The soon to be Houston Coyotes of the NHL.
Yeah.
Are we keeping this pick? I think we're just going to keep the pick. Who are we picking, Mr. Andrew?
We are picking Desmond Ritter.
Okay, we're not. Who are we picking, Prime or Sire? You got first pick. Oh, well, they have crossed 6. That's why he went so high.
That's kind of surprising.
Wait. They have a quantum 30. They have a quantum 13.
I've seen a Quono at 20 on some boards. Doesn't make sense. Oh, that's why. They have Leo Chanel as like 37.
Yeah, it's just... The pick is Derek Stingley from Mr. Primetime. All right, take the pick at 2. We have a trade offer. Wait, what's the offer?
Select a team to trade with. That's Carolina that wants to trade up. They want to trade up for.
It's not just gonna. It's not just gonna tell us something. That's kind of annoying. I thought it would give us Detroit Lions fans. So this doesn't say what everyone picking this Lions pick takes. It's just the Detroit Lions fans. Aquanu. All right.
Because there aren't that many Detroit Lions fans, right? Or at least ones that care anymore.
Dude, come on, that's mean. Who are we picking, Andrew?
It's not mean, it's true. We're taking Kayvon.
Okay. 5 trades. The Giants want to move up. The Panthers, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Packers. The problem is we can't make a trade because it's not doing it automatically. So we're here at 3. And who are we picking? I'm not making the pick.
Well, it looks like Prime just said a Quono.
No, that was for the Lions pick.
Well, now the Texans get him.
I give him 5 seconds. The Jets are on the clock.
The Jets are taking Jermaine Johnson.
We're letting Prime take the Jets picks. Jets fan. We'll let him make the picks here. Aiden.
Ew.
You're making the pick, Andrewster.
Isaiah Spiller.
No, be serious.
George Karlaftis.
Really? The Panthers, I want the big sauce. The Giants. The Giants. The Andrewsters.
We'll go Evan Neal.
I'm taking Kyle Hamilton snap pick. He's there at 8 for the Falcons. We're doing that. Broncos.
Desmond Ritter.
Stop.
Desmond Ritter.
Family. He has a family.
And he's going to be able to give them a lot of money when he gets drafted 9th overall.
Oh, that's going to the Packers. Wow. It took Aiden. Now I feel like Schefter tweet. What? He's that good at Rocket League? I knew he played, but what? Top 0.52%.
Like, I used to play Rocket League. Being Grand Champ doesn't make you a pro.
They're taking Garrett Wilson.
There are Grand Champs that don't play pro because then there's like better players. Like 0.52% of over 6 million is like still like 30,000.
All right, make the pick. Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett for the Washington Commanders.
QB1. But Desmond Ritter's already off the board, so Malik.
Oh, I forgot about that. I mean, like what? Blah 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 blah. You could just take Booth. The Browns
Cleveland.
Can take
Devin Lloyd.
Who you want the Browns to take? Okay. Nakobe's still on the board. You could take Charles Cross for the Ravens. Linderbaum snap pick to the Eagles. Nakobe Dean as well. Chargers make the pick. You control him.
Is DeMarvin still on the board?
Yeah.
Then we will take Jahan Dotson.
Really?
What other receivers are on the board?
Take everyone.
Oh, then I'll take Trayvon.
He's only 28th for them. Yeah, we're gonna find a quarterback, and we're just gonna take Kenny Pickett.
Yo, they're give Taysom.
Sorry, man. It's a cutthroat business. I had the Jets taking Sauce in my last mock, and this one I took Sauce 6 to the Panthers, but we've also been like trolling with this. So I'm gonna put much stock into there.
Eagles take Sam Howell.
No.
QB Factory. QB Factory. Oh, okay.
The Steelers take Sam Howell.
Yeah. Tomlin's been watching them. No. Wrong receiver. Wrong Alabama receiver. It's Slade Bolden.
Oh, my bad. Sabo. Oh, okay. Yeah, make sure to make that higher. Blah, 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 blah. You could have
Verone.
Okay.
Or actually Jermaine. My guy Jermaine Cole, the GOAT.
You could have London. You could have McBride.
Yeah, McBride.
62nd? 62nd, man? On their board?
They better update it.
You could finally take a receiver.
Form
a Khalil Shakir.
Like that pick.
Thanks, man.
Dolphins give them a line. Give them Big Dan. Oh, okay. And give Kansas City restrictions on how they can play.
Okay, so they have to pick Marcus Jones because he's fast. They like fast. Raymond. Who did they take the first time? The Lions. Kayvon. Now they could get
Travis Jones.
Nah, who eats footballs?
Troy Anderson.
He eats
I mean, Daniel
footballs?
Falele eats everything because he's 387.
I got a Dan Campbell guy. All right, grade it. Where are the grades?
I don't think they grade like that anymore. They just do PFF big board.
What?
Tough.
What? We're never going to PFF mocks again. We could go to other mocks. Okay. Well, is there anything else to say? We said a lot. We have said a lot.
Say a lot.
Say a lot. Say a lot.
Say my name. Say my name. All right.
Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow watching the Shrine Bowl TV right here. Gonna watch on there. No sound. I don't think we can do sound. We can't stream the game, obviously,
You can show
unless
the Gamecast. Like the Gamecast.
Yeah, that
scores.
I don't think we should do that.
We can
Kind
do
of
that.
boring. Kind of boring. Fine, maybe we'll do that. What else? Senior Bowl talk before that, though, tomorrow to recap what we saw on TV, what Andrew heard down there in Mobile. I don't know. Maybe we got a special guest tomorrow. Probably not, but if you're out there, come say hey. Please come on our stream.
Please.
Yeah, it'd be fun content. We promise. Appreciate y'all, though, coming out. Appreciate those who came out and commented and all that fun stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I will see y'all tomorrow, and no stream Friday, I don't think.
No.
I don't know what are the plans for Senior Bowl Friday? Because I know there's no practices or anything.
No practice, no game. I think there's something going on. I'll see what it is. I'll let you know. But
okay, all right. So maybe we'll see
all day. So
yeah, maybe we'll see. No stream Saturday after either. Just we'll recap that maybe another time. I don't know. This is something that we'll do more of, though. StreamYard's really good. This is hopefully we get more viewers consistently, though, and help show support for us.
After the game.
Maybe after our game we do a Twitter space instead of doing a stream. But I don't know. I think StreamYard's very good. I think this is what we need to utilize. So definitely want to be doing more streams like this. We could have endless ideas for content coming up with the draft stuff. We could do live mock drafts where Prime comes in full Jets gear and selects a pick for the Jets at 4. And Andrew's got his Packers cheesehead part owner on, and he's making a selection where he's making a trade with the guy running the Broncos. Like, we could do a whole live mock where people come in and they're shown on camera and stuff. So that stuff we could maybe do. Be on the lookout for that, maybe, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Any last words, Andrew, before I finally end the stream?
Watch.
I'm going to put it any other way.
If you're gonna watch the Senior Bowl, which you should, the entire national team is stacked. But if you're gonna watch anything about the American team, that defensive line it's freaking insane, especially their edge rushers. But don't sleep on their defensive tackles like Devontae Wyatt.
Mm-hmm. Well said from Andrewster. Too bad your Gophers lost in basketball today, as expected. Sorry, man.
And I don't care about basketball. If basketball were to exist, I wouldn't care.
Oh, man, this guy's spewing garbage. He's tired. Oh, we got to let this guy get some rest.
Hockey is 10 times better than basketball. I would rather watch lacrosse than basketball.
That's nuts, though. What the Prime? Come on.
Golf, tennis.
All right, though. We're out of here again.
No, not baseball.
We're out of here again as Andrew thinks himself about sports. Watching Boston stop play Rocket League. Definitely up there. Okay, goodbye. Thank you all. Goodbye.